All right, guys. Kirk from DFS Bros, bringing you our starts of the week for week one. This is DraftKings settings. We're going to break down our favorite QB, running back, wide receiver, tight end, and defense with DK scoring. So if we'll start that off with Nick and his QB.
All right, hey guys. I like Mitch Trubisky a lot this week. He has a fairly easy matchup against the Lions. One reason that I like him is every game he's had against the Lions, with Matt Patricia being his head coach, he already gets like 26 to 32 points. He's facing a rookie cornerback and a cornerback that's new to the system. Kenny Golladay is projected to be out, but they still have plenty of weapons with Marvin Jones, T.J. Hawkinson, even Danny Amendola. So yeah, I love Mitch Trubisky this week. Kirk, what about you?
So I'm looking at Cam Newton. It was the first time we really seen him in a couple of years. He is at home debut versus Miami. No Damian Harris. Michelle's a little banged up. Don't think they're really going to give them the ball probably 20-plus times. So he's going to be the goal line guy. Cam in the past always been that option when it gets down to the red zone, isn't afraid to take it in himself. He's always been a top 10 QB on the per-game basis and has that elite level where he could be a top 5, maybe even top 3 because of his rushing ability and rushing touchdown upside. Miami is one of the worst tackling teams, and when you have a QB that big on a home team as a home favorite with no real running back goal line guy, give me Cam Newton.
Yep, I agree. He's one of those rare guys that can get you the extra 3 points from 300 yards passing and extra 3 points from 100 yards rushing.
Yep.
I think he could lead the Patriots in rushing yards this weekend. You gotta introduce running backs. And so now we're going to talk about running backs. I'm going to start with Josh Jacobs. Obviously, Josh Jacobs is going to be the chalk of the chalk of the chalk this weekend, but it is rightfully deserved. He's going against the worst run defense in the NFL, who spent 7 draft picks on rookies who had no training. Well, they had a training camp, but they had no offseason practices. Luke Kuechly is gone, who was by far their best defensive player. He was up here. Everyone else on the defense was down here. They lost their best cornerback. The Raiders are no slouch of a team. Pound me in for Josh Jacobs. Give me 100 yards, a touchdown, maybe 2 touchdowns.
Also a great point on Josh Jacobs. Panthers allowed the most rushing touchdowns last year, 31. If you kind of round that up right around to 32, there's 16 games a week, so they were literally averaging 2 touchdowns to the running back per year. Josh Jacobs is an above-average runner. He's probably one of the top 10. So pencil him in for 2 touchdowns this week.
Yep.
My option at 4,100, I have 4,000. The minimum price as a running back is Antonio Gibson. This is a guy that really didn't get that much use in college. He was used as a wide receiver. A lot of people are down on him because he only had 30-some rushing attempts and 40 receptions. This guy is elite athlete. He's walking into a backfield that looked loaded at the beginning with a lot of mediocre talent and has really caught the eyes of the coaches. Ron Rivera had that one running back scheme with McCaffrey, and he really has been comparing him a lot to. Granted, he is no Christian McCaffrey, but his skill set of being big, fast, strong, and can catch. So in that, it's got a good game script for him also, to where he could rack up a couple receptions. If he gets you 5 receptions and 10 rushes, he's going to pay off that 4,000 salary easily and allow you to get a lot of great players in your player pool.
Yeah, I agree. People are always afraid to play running backs against the Eagles, which is deservedly so. If they're just a pound it, smash running back, but those pass catching running backs, they tear us up. Chris Thompson, week 1 last year, tore us up whenever he was on Washington. So yeah, I love Antonio Gibson, especially at this 4,000 price.
Speaking of Washington, I'm gonna go into my next wide player, which is the wide receiver, Desean Jackson. Desean Jackson is going up against the Washington football team, which has an atrocious secondary. He's only 4,900, one of the best wide receiver options, point per dollar. It is a revenge narrative. Last year versus the Washington football team, yeah, you had to bear with us through that all year. He did have 8 receptions on 10 targets, 154 yards, 2 touchdowns, was the absolute beast, the best player you could basically have, 38 DraftKings points.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not saying he's going to do that again this year, but I really do like the shootout potential. Have him pairing with Desean, with Carson Wentz. Rager did practice. He may play. And Jeffrey's out. Sanders banged up. They are talking about possibly limiting his snaps, so that could be more targets for Jackson. If he gets 8 targets, 10 targets, it's going to be a great day, and that price is going to pay off.
Yeah, I love D-Jax. I like him a lot if Rager doesn't play, and surprisingly, I like him even more if he does. I think it's going to open the field a lot for all 4 main receiving options for Carson Wentz. My wide receiver, we're going Hollywood.
Hollywood.
We're going to Hollywood Brown. He's 5,100 on DraftKings. Last year, week 1, he lit the world on fire with his week 1 performance. Him and D-Jax both. Kind of ironic we both have them as our week 1 starts this week. I wasn't even on Hollywood until earlier today. I saw a tweet from Field Yates, who is very popular analyst for ESPN, very reliable person. Cleveland Browns, they are missing their top 2 cornerbacks and their best safety, and they're playing one of the fastest offenses in the NFL. Give me a Lamar, Mark Andrews, Hollywood, Brown stack, and I'll fill in the rest later. I don't know how I'll do it, but I'll do it. That's why I like Hollywood. They're missing 3 of their best secondary pieces. So, and with someone that fast, lights out. Give it to me.
All right. So at tight end, we're going to move on. I have Hayden Hurst. Been talking about him all year. You're going to hear about him a lot more. At 4,300, I'm thinking he's going to be a pretty popular pick. He's still going to be able to open up a lot of your roster construction. This is going up against a bottom 5 defense versus the tight ends. It's going to be a shootout game. The total is right at 49. It's still going up, people. So I think that's going to finish off around 51, 52. People are just keep smashing the over. And he's the cheapest option that's actually legit on the Atlanta side. So he fills in that tight end spot. Great matchup. And Matt Ryan, we all know he loves his tight end. So, yeah, give me as much Hayden Hurst. I'm going to keep riding that until he's at least like 5,500.
Yeah, I love Hayden Hurst too. I'm putting him into every single lineup. And if I can't, I'm putting in this guy, Jack Doyle. I love Jack Doyle this week. I actually love him for season long. He is a guy that is actually a really good football player that many people are undervaluing this year. Phillip Rivers loves to throw to the tight end. Antonio Gates, Hunter Henry. Look for him in the end zone. He could be a touchdown monster. What Eric Ebron did a few years ago with Andrew Luck, and I think we could get a repeat of that with Jack Doyle. So Kirk, onto our defense. On defense, I have 4 defenses I'm targeting. The one that I liked the most up until about a week ago was the Chargers. I still like them as they still have a fantastic pass rush and run defense. Joey Bosa is a fantastic player. Cincinnati's line sucks. He can get a few sacks by himself, get some points up. They lost Derwin James, who's a phenomenal safety, top 5 safety in the game. I think that loss is going to be obvious. But this offensive line on the Bengals, mixed with a rookie quarterback playing in his first NFL game ever, no preseason at all, I think Chargers can feast, and I think they're really cheap at 2,800. Other defenses I'm targeting are obviously the Colts, Eagles, and Bills, but more likely I'm paying down for the Chargers. Kirk?
All right, so I'm giving you a bare minimum running back, one of the cheapest wide receivers at 4,900, tight end at 4,300. I'm still saving money. I'm going with the Jets at $2,100, one of the cheapest defenses you can go. And I get it. They did just lose Jamal Adams. But 2,100 does a lot for your roster construction. It's a rivalry game with the lowest total on the board at 39.5. In the last 2 games against the Bills, they scored 14 and 18 points. We go back to the one before that, 11 points. 4 of the last 5 games, they've scored 11 plus points. So just give me 2,100. It's going to open up your roster so you can get in the McCaffreys, the Michael Thomases, the Devontae Adams, and just ability to stack up these high usage players.
Yeah. With that being said, there's a lot of high price guys I want to target, especially in the Falcons versus Seahawks game. That's going to be a very popular game to stack. I think it is the highest or the second highest total on the main slate. The 4 receiving option in this game to me, Julio, Calvin Ridley, Metcalf, and Lockett are all extremely high priced, and their quarterbacks are high priced. If you want to fit 3 of those guys in there, you are going to need to pay down somewhere, and defense and tight end are 2 great places to do it. I think Jack Doyle and the Jets are going to be great for that.
Yeah, with the Jets, all they really have to do is get you 6 points to pay off. Anything over that is a plus. You are looking at a QB that's not proven in Josh Allen. Runs the ball, could be fumbling issues. He's really not the most accurate passer, interceptions. The offensive line isn't that great. Their 2 running backs, you're looking at Zach Moss, rookie, and then Singletary, who has a awful fumbling problem during their practices and training camps. So just looking at all the things, Jets defense is just glaring. And like I said, if they score 6 points, oh well, didn't kill you.
Yeah, I completely agree. Yeah. Like I said, if you want to have some of these big name guys in there, you're going to need a cheap defense like the Jets, who has the possibility to return some value. Kirk, I'll let you close this. You can close this out since you opened us up.
All right, so we're giving you a lot of value. Go ahead and take that, load up your rosters, and we're hoping everybody has a profitable week 1, and we'll see you on week 2.
Yes, sir. Y'all have a good one.